What's going on, guys? Sledgehammer70 here, and today I want to talk about something that affects everybody, whether you have an eye for it or not. You guys all probably know this, but all of our cars have what's called orange peel paint jobs, and it's just a side effect of, and I need to turn here. It's a side effect of how, and I apologize, I do have navigational stuff going off in the background, so if you hear it, yeah. But orange peel paint jobs affects everything, and it's the process of what happens when GM and Ford and Dodge and just about every other company out there, how they paint their vehicles. And it's a mass production way of the way they do things. And what it is it's how the paint sits on the material or the metal or the plastic, and it almost creates little waves across the board that give you an orange peel feel. And then once you put a clear coat on there, it's just solidified. Now, the big thing that a lot of these companies do, and depending on how much paint they put on your car, and in most cases they try to get away with the least amount of possible, the least amount that they have to possible, can depict on the ability to fix that. And what I mean by fixing that, so like I've had a couple chips in my paint, and you can clearly see the base coat is actually pretty thick, and the clear coat is a decent thickness in the area that got the chip in my car. And that's kind of nice because that opens the doors to potentially being able to color sand the clear coat to eliminate that orange peel look. And the biggest reason for it, or at least the biggest reason why people do this color sanding, and I'll get into that, what it is for those of you who don't know, is to create a mirror finish of your paint job. Now, color sanding your vehicle is something you could probably do one time, and keep in mind, by doing that you also limit your capabilities of being able to polish your vehicle over the life of the car, because when you color sand, you're literally taking a microscopic layer of the clear coat off to basically get rid of that bumpy orange peel look, and it flattens it out and makes it perfectly smooth. And so what they'll do is they basically, it's basically sandpaper and water, and flatten out those orange peel approach, and then they buff the car out at the end of it to bring back the shine. And again, what it does is it gives you a perfect mirror coat finish. Now, why am I talking about this? So I had talked with my brother-in-law, our ex-brother-in-law, sorry, I keep saying that, about the orange peel on this car. And he's like, hey, my buddy here, he shares a shop with a guy. His wife is probably one of the best paint, color sanding, buffing, all that kind of stuff people that he knows. And I was like, oh, okay, well, and we kind of left it at that time. And when I went back down and had my cats put back on, he brought it up again and was just like, dude, you should have her totally color sand your vehicle and make your paint look like amazing. He's like, it would really make your car stand out, but two, I know you mentioned something about it last time we talked, and I'm like, you know what? And I never really put too much thought into it. I was just like, it's a brand new car. Do I really want to go down that route of having my car basically stripped down, all the parts and pieces taken off of it, basically, and color sanded properly? And then I was saying, I'm like, why not? I can have a really good looking paint job. One of the other big things is I do want to fix some of the chips that I've gotten in the front of the car. And then I think I'm going to go down the route of having it color sanded and then have a clear coat bra put on the front end of the vehicle. So that way, once it's color sanded and buffed, I will also seal it with a proper sealant, probably a ceramic, and then I will put a clear bra on it, and hopefully the paint would just be flawless at that point, right? But yeah, I mean, it's kind of I don't think it's something that most people think about, right? Like, a lot of people just assume the paint on their car is the way it is, and they can't really fix it unless they got a whole brand new paint job. But in reality, GM and Ford and Dodge, they put pretty thick coats of paint and clear coat on these cars They're not super thick, but they're thick enough to where you could get one color sanding out of it and make that paint look really nice. And it's not that expensive. If you go to the right person and they know what they're doing, they can do it pretty quickly. And it basically turns out to come down to the amount of time they put into it. You know, if you work with someone, again, who knows what they're doing, they could probably do a whole car in a couple days. And in reality, the cost of that doesn't add up to too much, considering how much it would cost to repaint a whole car, which in that case you'd want to still color sand it anyways after you repaint, clear it and all that, because you'll still run into the issues of the paint not being perfect. And the nice thing is again, you know, it's not only just, you know, when GM paints these cars, I mean, they're controlled environments, but you can still get dust and dirt in the clear. And color sanding, it can get rid of that stuff that's in the surface. One thing I noticed very quickly when I got my car, and again, my car had to travel a long way compared to a lot of people's, going all the way from Michigan to Southern California. A lot of rail dust and stuff.
Kind of, 118 dangerous road conditions.
Oh, sorry. So a lot of embedded rail dust and almost like rust in the clear. And I clay barred the car pretty good, but a lot of, I mean, there was still stuff left in the clear. And again, a color sanding would fix that, would take it out. So I think I'm going to explore that, and I would love to know what you guys think. Have any of you guys ever had experience color sanding a vehicle? Have you ever read about it or learned about it or researched it? I'll be honest, I never really considered it. You know, I considered, okay, I'd get my car cleaned, polished, and then waxed, and then put a clear bra on, but I never thought about actually correcting the orange peel and getting a nice mirror finish before I did all that. And it's kind of like the ultimate step in making sure your car looks really good up front.
Watch out,
and
snapped on shoulder ahead.
yeah, so I would love to know what you guys think. Is that something you guys would consider? With me talking about it, is it something you guys would even think about now? Because I honestly feel most people don't think about that process and being able to get to their paint to that next level of amazing. Now, I go to a lot of car shows. I like to go to a lot of car shows, I should say. I mean, my car's never going to be a museum quality car. It's my daily driver. But, you know, I like my car to stand out, and having that perfect, flawless paint job could be the thing that separates my car from that next car. So, or that other white, Summit White Camaro. So, yeah, just my thoughts on it, you know, and I think I'm going to go down the route and see what happens, or at least find out the cost and go from there. But, sorry, looking at traffic. There's a massive fire up in the hills over here. Here, I'll actually take my camera off so you guys can potentially even see it. Traffic. So you can see that fire up in the hills over there. It's massive. And traffic is all slowing down to watch it on the freeway. Yay. Thank you, Waze, for taking me this way. But yeah, so that's the video. Let me know what you guys think about color sanding in the comments below. Have you had it done? Have you thought about having it done? Who have you worked with in the past? What kind of work did they do? Most of the guys that I'm talking with, and they do resto mods, cars that sit in museums or cars that sit in really high profile collections. And, you know, I trust those kind of people with my car's paint. So, again, let me know. Likes, comments, shares, always appreciated. But as always, guys, until next time, I'll see you on the road.